Welcome to Shikshan Setu Dialogues, a platform where we explore the changing landscape of learning, innovation, and the future of education. In this special edition, Future of Education Unis of Bharat edition, we have with us Professor Dr. Rabinder Henry, who is a distinguished academic and a thought leader in technology and education. Currently, he is serving as the director and professor at Atlas SkillTech University, Mumbai. So let's welcome Professor Dr. Rabinder Henry.
Hello, ma'am.
Hello, welcome to Shikshan Setu Dialogues, Future of Education, Unis of Bharat Special Edition.
Thank you for the welcome. Thank you.
Tell us something. Today, everyone is talking about what is the future of education. You being a professor who's working in this field for so many years, what do you think? What is truly the future of education?
Thinking on a larger terms, modern education is defined by technology. So we had the old universities with the start of the civilizations across the world, from Asia to South America to North America to China. We had very old learning centers like Nalanda and Takshashila. But today we are following Western science, and our education system is defined by the technologies. Though Western science is based on contribution from other civilizations over the years, but fundamentally in last 200 years, what we are following as a technology is based on purely products that are being developed in the West. So our education system is also oriented towards that. So what has happened is, starting from Industry 1.0, that is with the Industrial Revolution 1, which happened with steam engines, like James Stephenson, who invented steam engine. Then that was the point where the human species, which is roughly 300,000 years old on the surface of the earth, moved on from an agrarian society to automated society.
Right.
So mechanized society. That means agriculture became mechanized and
Correct.
automated. So transport started with steam engines. Many tools were there. Tools were there also in the Stone Age, Bronze Age, Iron Age for a period of time. But actual transformation happened around 200 years ago. That's the Industry 1.0.
Correct.
Then came Industry 2.0, which was all about electricity. So we had Henry the Ford, who started with mass manufacturing. And it is the same time when electronics developed in late 1800s, that is with usage of silicon carbide as a material. Then came around 1947 with the invention of electronics. So these all combined to evolve the Industry 2.0.
Right.
So then came around 1971 with the invention of microprocessor Intel 4004, which is the Industry 3.1, which is all about computerization. Yeah. So then around late 90s and early 2000, we had the internet and penetration of smartphones across the world. So today, even in India, we have 900 million users who use smartphones, which have the same computing power as the early 2000 computers.
Right.
So that is Industry 4.0. So now at the crucial junctures in 2025, we are moving away from Industry 4.0 towards Industry 5.0. So in Industry 5.0, we are going to concentrate on automation, artificial intelligence, and robotics. So this is the convergence is happening. That is, all the development which happened in the last 200 years are converging together to create an entity which can think on its own, not the human species,
Right.
but an external entity which can think on its own. We call this as cognitive technology.
Correct.
So cognition means the ability to learn, think, and take decisions. These are the three basic aspects of cognition. When you do cognitive science, they basically teach you how human species learned languages, expression, etc., and the connectivity between your neuronal activity with your psychological implications.
That's
or
right.
creativity. But now we are trying to replicate the same thing artificially, so we call it as cognitive technology. Because human species has the ability only to manipulate four things. You can manipulate information, we call it as information technology. You can manipulate living things, that like animal cell or plant cell, what we call it as biotechnology.
Right.
You can manipulate non-living things like materials. So for example, today we are enjoying the benefits of nanomaterials like LED TV, touchscreen. These are all implications of nanomaterials. So we can manipulate the property of non-living things, matter, and that is called materials technology. And finally, we can now have the ability to replicate the thought process, that is called cognitive technology.
Right.
So the convergence of four technologies, basically called bits, atoms, neurons, and genes, bang. So that is what is leading to Industry 5.0.
Wow.
So where the human is the center, all other automation is happening around the human-centric technology. So that leads to a lot of automation. So the automation which started in Industry 1.0 is almost reaching its peak at Industry 5.0. So that will lead to Industry 6.0 around 2050.
Right.
So there is a gradual growth. In terms of AI, artificial intelligence, today we are in generic AI.
Correct.
Meaning you are using tools for doing general functionalities, like many tools like ChatGPT, Grok, Cloud, Canva. These are all prompt-based tools which help you with general things. So they are called generic AI. By 2035, we'll move 35 to 40. We'll move towards ASI or AGI for today. Say AGI means artificial general intelligence.
Oh.
So that is almost equivalent to humans. It will come. Then by 2050, we'll move towards ASI, artificial super intelligence, where it will cross the cognitive abilities of human beings.
Wow.
And by 2070, it will be organoid intelligence, wherein the bionic material will work with the electronic material to create intelligence. So that is called OI. So we are at GAI, generic artificial intelligence. We are moving towards AGI, artificial general intelligence. From AGI, we are moving to ASI, artificial super intelligence. From artificial super intelligence, we are moving to organic intelligence. So the foundation for this evolution of AI is being led now. Right. So that is the transformation from computation, what we were doing with computers, which was invented in 1971.
Correct.
That is microprocessors.
Yes.
Till say early 2025, we are talking about how to use computing platforms to do the cognition. They were created for computation, microprocessor, microcontroller, your mobile phones, all these are microcontrollers or microprocessors. Correct. Which can compute algorithm, they can calculate, right. But they cannot cognite. Cognite means the ability to think, the ability to learn, and the ability to take decisions.
Right.
So that ability now we have not built an artificial brain, so we are giving that ability to a computing platform. So how we give this computing platform to think, learn, and take decision, that process is called make the machine learn things.
Oh.
So that is called machine learning.
Wow.
How we make the machine learn thing, a computing machine to learn things and take decisions is called as machine learning.
I think you have explained this so beautifully that any layman, any child can also understand what exactly is ML. Because, these terms are just thrown like, I'm doing AI ML. Okay. My neighbor is doing AI ML. But what is AI ML? You explained it so beautifully. See, our generation has seen right from 386 to microprocessors to smartphones to today AI thinking for us. You beautifully explained the evolution behind it. Tell us something. So, how does Atlas SkillTech University redefine the future of education?
Atlas SkillTech University became a university around 2021, the Private University Act, Maharashtra Act. They were initially focused on design and management.
Okay.
SD and SP, these are the school names. And by 2021, they started with School of Technology, which is called UGDX. So the first program they have launched is Bachelor of Technology Computer Science with specialization in artificial intelligence and machine learning. And then in 2025, they have launched Bachelor of Technology Computer Science with specialization in artificial intelligence and robotics. And in the academic year 26-27, we are launching two more programs. Bachelor of Technology in computer science with specialization in artificial intelligence and data science.
Okay.
And then we have Bachelor of Technology in IT with specialization in cybersecurity. So
Wow.
these are the four major programs which are tech focused. And the main goal of the school is to groom professionals who will be able to build this cognitive platform which we discussed earlier.
Right.
So we don't need the people who can use these tools to create only services, provide services, but we need people who can create these tools. People who can create a generic artificial intelligence like a ChatGPT. Right. Instead of learning how to do a ChatGPT that everybody can learn.
Correct.
If you know how to communicate
Absolutely.
in any language, anybody can learn. But how to build a ChatGPT, how to build a Grok. So what are the foundations to build such systems? the systems that can interact with human beings.
Correct.
So that is where these programs are multidisciplinary and interdisciplinary, and they are focused on grooming the future technologies who will build such systems. So that is a very unique perspective of UGDX School of Technology at Atlas.
No, so I was coming to the next question is that today when we talk about future of education, the focus has shifted just from paper degrees to the skills that you can demonstrate. So how do you prepare your students for that?
So basically, skill is sensory motor actions. You are taking your thought process and executing those things to hands.
Right.
And knowledge is gained through learning. So you gather information and then process meaningful outcomes through that knowledge.
Correct.
Then you have intelligence, which is spontaneous. It is presentative.
Right.
So how it is not by learning alone, but it is spontaneously present in each and every individual, the intelligent capacity. You can improve the knowledge by learning, reading. You can polish your skills. But to build a cognitive world, an artificial world where the machines can do most of the actions, both in the soft side as well as in the hard side. So soft side we call it as soft city, in the hard side we call it as hard city.
Okay.
Under soft city, AI, ML, all these things come.
Right.
Under hard city, we have robotics, neuromorphic computing.
Correct.
And then brain machine interface, all this subject area comes. So to answer your skills, skills can be classified as STEM skills: science, technology, engineering, and mathematics; artistic skills, arts. Then we have specific analytical skills, programming skills. So all these are combined only when your knowledge is foundation is very good.
That's right.
If your foundation is not strong enough, then applying these skills becomes difficult. Especially, for example, if you know only Java or Python or any other programming language, that won't suffice. That is not enough to build a ChatGPT like a tool. Okay, so skill is basically the ability to function based on the sensory motor actions. Knowledge is something that we gain by learning and reading and store it in our memory and then execute it based on the situations. And intelligence is something spontaneously present in us. So every individual has its own intelligence level.
Right.
You can sharpen the knowledge by learning or going to a school or a university. And then your skill also can be polished by improving your sensory motor actions. The more you practice, the more your skill improves. But to build the cognitive world, the world wherein the human beings can build machines that can think like them, act like them, or behave like them, there are two aspects to it. We need soft cognitive technology and hard soft cognitive technology. When we talk about soft cognitive technology, we are talking about artificial intelligence.
Right.
Like we have natural intelligence, we are giving the similar intelligence to the computing platforms today.
Correct.
Right? So that is what I explained as machine learning.
Right.
How to make the machine learn things, think and then take decisions. That is what we are doing. So similarly, we also have the hard city, how to build the artificial brain. Then we talk about neuromorphic computing, robotics, and brain machine interface. So these are the two basic aspects. Now, how to build this artificial world.
Right.
So that is where skill, knowledge, and intelligence comes into thing.
Correct.
The basic skills can be analytical, it can be programming, but then what is more important is STEM skills: science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. Artificial intelligence and machine learning is nothing but purely mathematics and statistical modeling. So these are the two basic foundations. So you have to develop your mathematical skills and statistical skills to build engines like ChatGPT or a Grok or a Gemini AI or a Canva. It is very easy to use, but to build them is very difficult.
I'm sure.
So that is where these skills matter a lot. And that is why we have to focus at Atlas in our UGDX school. We focus more on these aspects in terms of, say, take our first year common curriculum, which is for all the four specializations.
Okay.
We focus more on statistics. We focus more on linear algebra. We focus more on calculus. These are the building blocks of the mathematics foundation for the AI and ML for the. So that is how the skill has to be developed. Absolutely. So it is not focused on one aspect, it is focused on multiple aspects. Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
So you mentioned about Atlas having multidisciplinary courses. You yourself have an interdisciplinary profile. Can you explain what, because today many terminologies are used even by parents randomly without really truly understanding what it means. So what does this multidisciplinary mean? And in terms of the programs at Atlas, how do you define multidisciplinary, or what is it that is offered?
I can talk on behalf of School of Technology UGDX.
Yes.
So we have 4 programs in it, as I already explained. All of the programs are built on the multidisciplinary aspect defined as per National Education Policy 2020.
Oh,
So all our curriculum are made as per that. So that means we have minimum 20 credits per semester, and the total program is for 4 years is minimum 160 credits, but it can
wow.
vary from program to program.
Right.
So that's how it is built. Second, since NEP itself is built on the foundation of multidisciplinary, transdisciplinary, interdisciplinary,
Absolutely.
and cross-disciplinary aspects of learning and delivery. So our curriculum is also built on the same aspect. So that gives our students exposure to not only technology, they have an elective part which is multidisciplinary. That is, they can also study courses from design and management for 6 semesters. They can choose 2 credits each in every semester to learn some courses from design or some courses from management and integrate it with their technical know-how also.
Oh, that's
So we call
interesting.
that group of subject as Atlas electives, which is basically a multidisciplinary aspect of the learning.
Okay.
This is the subject they learn outside the periphery of technology. But our own curriculum itself is multidisciplinary because the first year is common, but on the second year, AI/ML students go for different aspects of
Correct.
specialization. AI and robotic students do different aspects of specialization.
Right.
AI and data science do different types of courses, and AI and cyber security do different types of courses. They have some of the subjects which are very common or courses. For example, foundations in artificial intelligence and advanced machine learning and advanced machine learning. The foundations like calculus, linear algebra, statistical model, these will be common. But the way they focus on different will be different subjects. So that is why the program in itself is interdisciplinary in nature.
Oh.
It's not just you choose 1 or 2 subjects, that we give them the freedom to do that in terms of management and design courses. Even now we have started a new school in law, so they can also study law courses.
Oh.
So 1 or 2 credits. So there is every semester we have 2 credits focused on that. We call this all this subject, as I mentioned, Atlas elective. So every Wednesday we have 2-hour sessions. So they can attend a law program, they can attend a management course, they can attend a design course.
Wow.
So that is what you can say. Even a domain is different, but the basic program of Bachelor of Technology itself is built interdisciplinary as per National Education Policy 2020.
Wonderful, wonderful. So that also means that the learning is primarily hands-on, experiential, project-based. So
Absolutely.
can you put some light
So
on
the
that?
hallmark of NEP 2020 was to make India Atmanirbhar Bharat or
Correct.
Vikshit Bharat by 2047.
Yeah.
So the government of India has come out with this new education policy over a long period of thought process. It doesn't happen in one day. So what is that we are doing? We are a country which is now standing at $4.12 trillion as on date.
Yeah.
And we are on the 4th largest economy in the world, or 5th largest economy. We'll be become 4th by beating Germany and getting in the top 3
Wow.
in next 2 to 3 years time. But then most of our income, 54% of our economy comes from providing services. So that means we are dependent upon projects that are being outsourced from other developed countries. So government of India wants to make us indigenous. Instead of importing, for example, if you see the trade imbalance between India and China, it's $100 billion. That means we are importing more finished products from China and other developed countries. So we have to make it indigenous.
Right.
To make it indigenous, we have to move away from theoretical learning to applied intelligence. So how to convert our theoretical knowledge into applications? So that is experiential learning. You learn the theory by applying, and you develop the theory by doing. So both are like soul and life.
Right.
It is like a skeleton
dependent
and
life.
On if you apply what you learn, you are deriving applied knowledge, applied intelligence.
Yes.
You convert your knowledge into applications.
Correct.
But by building an application, you can develop a new theory also. It's like life and soul.
Correct.
It's like your body and soul.
Absolutely.
You can't have body without soul, and you cannot have a soul without a body. So both are intermingled. So theory and practical application go hand in hand. Correct. So now we have realized that how we did for 5,000 years ago, we built beautiful temples. That means we are able to convert our theoretical knowledge to applications.
Right.
So that is what was missing for last 800 to 1,000 years. We have missed the bus somewhere. So now we have to recreate it, that we make our own defense system, we make our own healthcare system, we make our own communication systems, we make our own computing systems, we make our own chips. That's why semiconductor technology has been given a large push by government of India. Even national quantum mission is in that direct direction. We have a national mission on AI, India AI. You can go and check out the website. So government of India has been doing a lot of things to invest in the deep technologies.
Right.
That is the technology that will lift a country from being dependent on a developed country to become a developed country by 2047. That goal can be only achieved if you are able to convert your theoretical knowledge to applications. Otherwise, it is not possible to achieve. That's why all our tech programs are experiential based, meaning they learn the theory and then do it in the classroom.
Right.
So that is how it is being provided. So in that also involves projects and other aspects. For example, in this year, if you take our first year Bachelor of Technology students in the artificial intelligence robotics, we have already offered them a 1 semester of training from IIT Gandhinagar.
Wow.
So we are given hands-on training on our industrial bot, the scaled down version.
Okay.
So that gives them the exposure from year one.
That's
So that
wonderful.
is the kind of, and all our classes or the courses are conducted like they learn the theory, they apply it immediately. So that is also a part of experiential learning. Now most of the students are developing their own projects, and they will be writing a paper about their projects, research paper. Yeah.
Already in the first year.
Yeah, because though the idea is designed by the faculties, they are implementing it by printing the 3D parts.
Wonderful.
They are also developing their embedded system, that is the electronics with the intelligence, the programming. So we are hoping that some of these papers can be published in well-developed conference within a first year.
Wonderful, wonderful.
So that's why our whole program is based on experiential learning all the 4 years.
Excellent, excellent. I think that's great exposure to the students that they are getting here. So how does Atlas SkillTech University balance global academic standards with the need to stay contextually relevant to the Indian and, or should I say, Asian education system?
For example, as on date, Atlas is one of the youngest universities in India to have an A grade. It's a very young university. Absolutely. But 2021 it started, but in 4 years time we are able to achieve an A grade. So that itself talks about our quality and
absolutely
the implications of outcomes. Correct. Basically, because NAC evaluates based on your outcome based education OB. Correct. So that means our experiential learning, our NAP based curriculum, all these things are propelling us to compete in the worldwide. Also produce professionals who can compete worldwide. And in terms of standard, the technology programs are completely young. So they will be able to see the fruits in coming years as more and more students start developing their own projects or start their own startups. So that will see the true implications of the technology students. In terms of internationalization, already Atlas SkillTech University has a lot of tie-ups with as many as 60 to 70 universities across the world. Okay. So students can even take a couple of semesters. They can go abroad and learn, or they can be part of the teaching learning process there also. Okay. They can also do research with them. They can also do their thesis with them. So apart from that, we also send students on couple of trips abroad, so they can go anywhere they have their choice to the university, and that is also well. So that is how we are trying to internationalize all our programs and give international exposure to our students and bachelor's level.
Okay, so they go for exchange programs or study programs?
They can go for a study program, they can go for exchange programs, couple of months or couple of days. Okay. They can also go for transfer their credits, also possible. Yeah, okay. It's all possible. Yes.
Wow, that's really nice.
Yes, ma'am.
So in this evolving era of education, how do you see the role of teachers evolving? And how is the role of teachers evolved already at Atlas?
We can have we can look at it in a different perspective. Teaching has been blackboard, then it became PowerPoint based, but today it is coming a full circle to experiential learning.
Right.
You cannot just teach the theory and leave it. You have to implement the theory that has been implemented. That means you have to learn along with the students.
That's right.
So it is like co-learning process.
Correct.
So because we are going to Industry 5.0, indeed Industry 5.0 is all about automations. So, and all the knowledge is freely available on YouTube, all the social media. So the teacher has to lead from the front where he implements the projects or he or she implements the project, then the students can follow it.
So more mentor based?
It's more mentoring based, more project based learning, more like a guide rather than a teacher, a typical teacher. So that transformation has automatically happened across the world. And technology is pushing you to do it because the students can find all the answers online. So then what is the role of the teacher? The teacher has to be one step ahead of the students.
Correct.
Then only they can be able to mentor the students. Otherwise, it's going to be very difficult in the coming time. And more automation means the teacher also become more and more in depth. Because we will be able to do it for last 30 years in a different way, because we are producing service engineers or service technocrats, or we are producing managers who can manage things. Now all those processes are getting automated. So we can see that what is happening in the job scenario across the world,
So
not
true.
just in India, but across the world. That means we need people who can create automation rather than who can use automation.
Absolutely.
So that means we need more creators. So the teachers become the creators and they co-create along with the students. That's a simple way to put it.
Wonderful. So tell me something then. How do we make good creators? Because till now we've been creating good servicemen, we've been creating good or rather excellent test takers. How do we step up to become good
So
creators?
test takers, it's based on skills, your memory skills, analytical skills, and practice.
Correct.
How dedicated you are. So, for example, many students in India prepare after 12th standard or for many
Yeah.
types of exams. So that is what they focus on. Sorry. But now the times are changing because we are moving towards automations. It is meaning a one full life cycle, meaning what we started with services is coming back to creation. We are
Right.
talking about creation a lot.
Correct, correct.
So
correct.
you want people to learn how to use chat gpt, or you want people to create chat gpt? Where the money flow will be? The
That's
money
the
will be
question.
people who can create chat gpt, right?
Right.
Or the companies which can use chat gpt to create better applications, but that also requires automation.
Absolutely.
For example, Zomato or any of your e-commerce platform, I will not take the names, but any of your e-commerce platforms typically use the same statistical modeling,
Correct.
but their front end is different, colors, combinations, artistic in nature, but the foundation is same. But do we produce students or professionals who can create these things? So that should be our goal. So
Right.
that is where the method of teaching learning, the method of how you inculcate also changes with time, because we need to focus more on the foundational skills.
Correct.
If you think like 10 years ago that I will learn a language, programming language, I will land up a job in IT service company, that is not going to happen. You should know the basic fundamentals of how to create an AI, how to create a machine learning. If you learn only tools, there are millions of people around the world who know the tools.
Absolutely.
Even a person who is illiterate can learn the tools and use better than us.
Correct.
So, but we should become the creators, not just the creators of the tools, but also the sellers of the tools. Because now it is a time for the creators to become the entrepreneurs. So you can't buy a technology from China or other countries to develop. You have to create the technology and sell it to the world. So that is what our government is also focused. Go local to become global.
Yes.
So that's the mantra of our country also.
Correct.
So if you want to become a Vikshit Bharat by 2045, we have to export technology rather than import technology.
Absolutely.
Not just technology, it can be scientific export, it can be human resource, whatever it is, but we do it with quality. So people buy our products, not our services. So no country can become a developed country just buying imbalance between service and product. So both has to be balanced in nature. So that is what is the focus.
So for our viewers, before we conclude our insightful talk, um, you mentioned about becoming creators, you mentioned about becoming entrepreneurs. What is this one message that you would like to give to the parents or to the students? What are the skill sets that one would need to develop in order to become a creator or an entrepreneur?
Every child is different. Some
Correct.
child is gifted with creativity, some child is learned through game. So it will be combination of skill sets that every child is gifted with, and every child is unique also.
Absolutely.
So we have to find out exactly what their talent is. But in the coming age, it should be good to be a multidisciplinary and interdisciplinary kid. Right? So it is not that, for example, I can give you many examples. You take a self-driving car. So it is from Tesla, it is from Google. Still not implemented in India, but in China and UK, they've already given licenses to operate in San Francisco and then Zhengdao in China.
Yeah.
So in both cases, the self-driving cars are basically working on cameras only. So, but these cameras comes from understanding of digital signal processing, digital image processing. So it is analytics. So again, it comes back to the basic skills. So the foundation of all these subjects: digital image processing, digital signal processing, pattern recognition, natural language processing, deep learning networks, artificial neural network, all of them comes down to basic skills of mathematics and statistics. So like you asked in the previous question, instead of learning for exams, if they can understand and apply, so that is where the foundation skills are very important. The basic skills, see, tomorrow the world is all about quantum computers. So we will not be using the current form of computers made with silicon material, but we'll be using quantum computers by 2035 or 2038 or 40, when it will become commercially available to everybody.
Right.
So then we have to learn about physics. So instead of waiting for the technology to take shape, we can look at the future. What will be the world by 2030? What will be the world by 2040? So my child will be 30 years or 35 years old by in 15 years time.
Right.
So because before we saw the slow development of technology,
Now it's
so now it is a very sharp transformation, because all the foundations are already built in.
yeah.
The computing microprocessor, the mobile phone, the smart system,
Correct.
the virtual reality, the cloud computers, the cloud servers where you can store immense amount of data. So all these are already well built. So now it is going to get automated. So in this virtual world, which is combination of 50% realistic world and 50% virtual world, how our what's are going to survive, how our children are going to survive. So what are the skills we should provide? We should have the basic scientific skills. So that include physics, chemistry, and biology. And
Right.
these things should be well built on top of mathematics.
Oh.
So without these things, we cannot go further, because the future is all about neuromorphic computing.
Oh, wow.
So we have in our BTech AI, ML, BTech AI, robotics, BTech AI, and cyber security and data science a specialized elective on neuromorphic computing. It is about how to make artificial brain using neuron chips. So this is the future by 2040. So if you miss it now, you cannot learn it. But to learn that subject, we need foundation in physics, chemistry, biology, and mathematics. So basically, it is the STEM skills which are the foundations.
Correct.
So if you are strong in these skills, your children are going to have a bright future, irrespective of what they study. Even if they study arts, for example, you are using Google Voice Assistant or Siri,
Yes.
or any other Alexa to interact
Correct.
with, this is going to become more and more prominent.
Yes.
So that is all about AGI, artificial general intelligence.
Oh.
When the robot can easily converse with the human being as we are conversing now.
Wow.
So that interactivity will only possible only when
Yeah.
the current generation is going to develop the future technology. So they should
Right.
be strong on foundation of physics,
Absolutely.
sound, how to convert the sound into electrical signal to digital signal to communicating like humans.
Correct.
So that is NLP, natural language processing, which is based on DL, deep learning networks.
Correct.
So again, how to convert our voices. Again, it is physics. Again, it is chemistry. Again, it is mathematics. Again, it is biology. So the foundation comes to the same.
Correct.
If your fundamentals are strong, our STEM skills are strong, we can shine in any field.
Wow.
So for example, even arts, today Canva does a better design.
True.
So how to make it more intelligent, how to make it more automated, how to change it for the tomorrow's world. For example, the complete marketing has come down to data analytics.
Yeah.
Your YouTube subscribers, your
Absolutely.
Instagram channels,
It's
but how to
boils
observe
down
the
to
data and concisely design as marketing phenomena for that specific, everything is great. So that is very much important. So the now already, for example, 10 years ago, digital marketing was big thing, but today it is digital marketing is converted as neuromarketing. So how we are going to collect the data from social media platforms and to make a customized advertisement for you.
Right.
We are already having AI assistants in Netflix, Amazon, or wherever e-commerce platform you are using. So these are based on your past behavior, causal system. So based on your past behavior, we are trying to sell you the current things. So this is how marketing itself is becoming digital analytics based.
Correct.
So these are all the foundational. So the skill is the same.
Right.
So it is physics, chemistry, biology, and mathematics, and arts, which are all coming to a full form.
So that's the STEAM.
Yeah, STEAM with experiential, applying the capability to apply it.
Correct.
Not just use it.
Right.
But apply it to create something more.
Absolutely.
So the future of business also will be for people who can create.
Absolutely true.
So because more and more because already in China and North America, drones are delivering you things. So all those, that's also getting, that means more new jobs will be created for creators. Less job will be created for the old school.
Correct.
So it's a transformation.
So does this old school mean jack of all trades, master of none? Has that proverb gone old school? Because today I see multiple subjects, multiple skills is a necessity.
At least in couple of domains. For example, nowadays, you visit a hospital,
correct,
you will see a lot of digital instruments making a lot of noise and colorful graphs and green, purple, and everything. And they're all digital instruments.
Correct.
That means a student who is going to learn medicine also should understand how these devices work.
Exactly.
For diagnostic, therapeutic, and also the imaging system. Imaging system is pure software.
Yeah.
Whether it is MRI, CT. So that is domain. So they are also started learning Python.
Right.
Now Python is also a component of chartered accountancy.
Yeah.
So you come to the fintech world, finance
Correct.
world. So you are doing a unified payment interface,
Absolutely.
programming, machine
Yes.
learning algorithm.
Yes.
You go to ATM, the ATM machine is able to converse with you beautifully.
Correct.
Now it is touchscreen, but very soon it will be voice based. So everything is already automated, and
Right.
the rapid automation requires people who are skilled in multiple fields, have knowledge in multidisciplinary. So a programmer should have idea about finance. A finance guy should have idea about programming.
Absolutely.
A medical guy should know programming. Otherwise, how will you work with the digital instruments?
Totally agree with you.
So that is why it's a world is becoming more and more converged. So IT, as I told you in the beginning, it is information technology, biotechnology, cognitive technology, materials technology. The convergence is the future. So if you are has to be skilled in multiple fields, there is no other choice left out. Even if you're art students, you have to learn tools. So because you're going to build machines which can talk with us, that means we need people who understand grammar. Then only you can build for example, if you Gemini is a multimodal AI.
Right.
That means you are able to interact with voice and with video. ChatGPT also can interact with image. That means you have to understand image processing. It has to understand voice. So that means we need people at the back end to program it, to understand the language, the structure of the language. It is not just English, because in the future, like what we have now in multiple languages, we are going to have all the languages available to interact as AI, artificial intelligence. So in that multimodal case, we need people who understand the grammar of different languages.
Correct.
Linguists. Then more important thing is ethics in AI.
Yes.
Then it comes philosophy. So that means everybody should learn everything. Should have understanding of at least what they are used for and what they are not used for. For example, if you have a self-driving car, the car should be able to make a distinction between a stone and a baby. It's a living thing, it's a non-living thing.
Correct.
And it is an ethical question. Which should I stop and which should I stop? So these kind of questions means we need more philosophers. We need more arts, natural humanities, but then those humanities guys should also learn programming, should learn mathematics. It's not that I will not learn mathematics. No, that's not the case. I will not learn humanities. Everybody should. That's why even in engineering curriculum, we have biology and robotics. We have biology and electives for data science and cyber security.
Right.
Because cyber security is not just about, say, your laptop or programming.
It's about humans.
Or it's not just downloading antivirus software. Cyber security has evolved into a bigger level. For example, how to protect a quantum computer, how to protect the mobile phones, how to protect you as a human, because you are carrying many implants. You are having a pacemaker with a microcontroller today. That means it is having intelligence, what we call agentic AI.
Wow.
So you are having hip replacement, it comes with a chip.
Okay.
So the chip is already programmed. Now it will become more and more knowledgeable and intelligent. That is called edge computing. Okay. So we have edge computers in chip. You have edge artificial intelligence, your pacemaker. So how you will protect your own body from cyber attacks? So all these things are going to evolve in the future. So that is going to make a marked difference. So that means cyber security has to be developed not just for programming, not for your laptops and mobile phones, but also for the bio implants. And if you think about Neuralink, we are talking about a company which is trying already implanted 12 people with implants. Wow. Similar to my PhD topic for last 12 years, my research for last 12 years. Right. They are trying to do with electricity, we are trying to do with light. Wow. So brain-machine interfaces. Already it is helping many patients with epilepsy. Correct.
So on that thought, jack of all trades definitely does not exist now. It has to be, when we say multidisciplinary, so a linguist like me, for example, if I had knowledge of computer languages and mathematics, I could develop on, like you mentioned, the backend.
Backend.
Right?
And you will also learn how to use the tools better.
Right.
Or you can create your own tools also, because Python is an open source language. Anybody can learn it and use it. Absolutely. You can build your own libraries. So you don't need to commercially buy anything. So you can build your own stuff. Right. That is what automation gives you the power to do. That is what artificial intelligence is giving the power. That is what machine learning algorithm give you the power to develop your own stuff.
So people used to think that the machines will get a superpower, but it's not that.
It is always the creator of the machines. Human beings are the masters, right?
So become a creator, because the creator is going to have the remote control.
There will be a time when both will compete, but that is very long way. We are talking in 2070s and 80s when we'll have.
It's the Hollywood movies which create that thing in our mind,
No, but they're reality. That's how science fiction. What is fiction today is reality future.
Right.
For example, in 1996, there came a movie called Golden Eye in which they showed you a touch screen. But today it's a reality.
Yeah, it is.
So when, for example, 15 years ago, nobody bothered about WhatsApp. They all made the young children are using WhatsApp, but today the old generation are addicted to WhatsApp rather than the young. The young is in the
So
social
true.
media.
So true.
So what is fiction today is reality tomorrow. So, and never underestimate the power of technology. Without technology, human species would not have evolved so far.
Yeah.
Today, human beings have the ability to understand what is going on in their own brain by using biomedical imaging system like MRI, CT,
Absolutely.
functional magnetic resonance imaging.
Absolutely.
We have optical coherence tomography, OCT. We have PECT, positron emission computer tomography. We have single photon emission computer tomography. We have different methods to image the brain, right? So all these things we have achieved the capabilities today. But these were all fictional ideas 100 years ago, 20 years, 50 years ago. But
Right.
today it's a reality. The future also is a reality. And we are the human species which builds the future. And by 2000, see, we can see many of the companies, private companies, and even in India, all the companies have been privatized to start their own space technology.
Right.
So we are going to become interspace civilization in another 50 to 60 years. Already we are talking about human habitat on Mars and Moon by 2035 and 40. Including India, we have the Gaganyaan program.
Correct.
We have
Correct.
the Chandrayaan program. We have the Mangalyaan program. Not just that, we are also going to build our own space station and everything.
Right.
So all these things are moving towards an interplanetary species. And our children are going to build it. Those who are in their 18 and 17 are going to build in the next 20, 30 years. And all those were fiction 50 years ago.
Right.
But today it is a reality.
Yeah, I mean, I have read that potatoes have already reached Mars. So
things are all.
So humans are soon going to be there.
Yeah, so that is what all these private companies like SpaceX, our national companies like ISRO,
Right.
and we have our own companies like Agnikul, other thing. I don't know whether I can take the names, but there are many local companies because even space companies are private. Space is privatized in India.
Right.
So there are a lot of startups which are working towards launching into space, and that is another interesting domain also.
Absolutely.
So that involves robotics, that involves machine learning, that involves cyber security, that involves data science. So it's like every skill is required in every field. No other choice.
So the bottom line is become a master of all, and that's what Atlas is creating through their programs at Atlas SkillTech University, UGDX.
Yes, at our School of Technology, UGDX. Yes, yes. That's our focus. That our students are multidisciplinary in aspect. They know how to apply the theoretical concept they have learned.
Right.
And they can build their own stuff. They can build for somebody else, or they can become their own entrepreneurs also.
Wonderful.
Both the options are given to them.
So what is one message that you would like to give before we conclude the talk?
More than the marks, what is important is very applied intelligence. So how can we convert your theoretical concept to ideas into applications, real ideas, real implementations? Since we are focusing more on the marks, we are leaving out the understanding of the concepts.
Right.
Yes, you may argue that to entry into the best of the universities in the world is based on the marks. But it's only an entry level. But if you see, as we discussed before informally,
yes,
we also discuss about all the toppers have never been to a tuition center or a coaching center or anything.
That's so true.
So all the toppers in the last 50, 60 years you take, they never been to any of these things. Yeah. But the fundamentals remain the same. The physics, chemistry, biology, and mathematics remain the same.
Correct.
So all the children are gifted with some talent or other.
Definitely.
So as a parent, we have to identify the talent and provide them the opportunity for them to explore all the aspects and choose what, because this generation is loaded with the pressure that they have to be present both in the real life and in the virtual life. So they have to make a balance between the virtual world and the real world.
They do.
50-50, because the moment we get up, even adults, we start with the mobile phone.
Yeah.
So we are investing most of our brain into the virtual world. Absolutely. Which is what today we call it as cyber psychology, not the traditional psychology, because that is also evolving, because our thought process become faster and faster because of seeing the digital world.
Yes.
So how we reflect ourselves on the digital world is different from the virtual world is real world.
Yeah.
So that is another important junction in human history.
Right.
So we have never before outsourced our own thought process. We have never before outsourced our emotional reactions were based on the physical being. Now our emotional reactions are based on our virtual being. So there are many aspects. So in one way to say is allow the children to be themselves.
That's important.
And identify in which they are skillful. Correct. But try to make sure that they get exposure to all other domains also.
That's right. So tools like psychometric assessments can help them to
Yes, there are many
understand
tools
what
to which
exactly.
can understand them. And if they are too much into the virtual, it is a responsibility of the parents to bring them back to the real world. So, and then it should be mix of balance of both, because if they are not aware of the
Maintaining
technological
balance.
growth, then they will be left behind.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we have to look at the world when they will be in their 30s.
Correct.
So now they are in their 18 to 20, but in 10 years time they are going to be 30, and the world will be a different world by 2000. Imagine it 20 years before, say early 2000, we cannot talk about touchscreen based mobile phone and
Yeah,
UPI interfaces. But
absolutely.
today you are using it without even realizing. So how far technology has changed in the last 20 years.
Yes.
So that is going to
Drastically.
happen in the next 10 years. That will be very drastic.
Wow. That was a really, really deep and insightful conversation with you, Dr. Henry.
Nice.
Thank you so much for coming on Shikshan Setu Dialogues and enlightening us with so many, not just the knowledge, but so many terminologies. I think even my database is 10 times I have expanded it today just by conversing with you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for the
Thank you so
opportunity to
much.
discuss with you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I'm sure you all found the conversation on the future of education with Dr. Henry extremely insightful. And it is wonderful to know how Atlas SkillTech University, this young uni from our very own Mumbai, is at the forefront of this transformation. Conversations like this remind us that the education today is about ecosystems, where innovation, design, and technology work together to empower the next generation. At Shikshan Setu Dialogues, the future of education, Unis of Bharat edition, we will continue to explore how new age institutions are shaping a new era of education in India. One that truly prepares learners not just for jobs, but for life. Thank you for watching. This is me, Amrita Langs, signing off. Till the next episode, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video.